Hello, welcome back. Lots of people getting eaten by horrors, unfortunately. Mostly shamans, though, so that's not too bad. Oh yeah, our god also got attacked, but the bodyguard juggernauts are pretty good at pushing a float cat horror around, I guess. What actually kills you in the end? Is it my god? Wait, did you actually get trampled? Is that a thing? No, my god hit it with a magic staff. Okay. My god also did not get horror marks, that's nice. So there we go. Let's see, we did Cloud Trapeze, that's fine. Special exception summoned a Wraith Lord, and then unfortunately got attacked by this new Doom Horror. The Orchard of Souls. Currently have a Mirage Crystal and a Mirror of False Impressions. This horror kind of sucks, he gets like stuck fighting algae men and skeletons for a while. And then eventually Special Exception walks up into melee range and gets eaten. But, you know, what can you do? So there goes our trusty, whatever it was, D6 mage or something. Next up, battling Mushwood. This is Cloud Trapezing guy. So, hitting the Nabar stuff that was walking towards us. There's absolutely no flying units here, not even the camels with the start spawn birds. So we can do a nice Wind of Death while everything walks towards us. Take that, bushes. There's also lots of Pillars of Flame coming down as well, but none of them seem to hit us. Then we get surrounded by the bins? That's not what I thought you were. I thought they were ghouls. And eventually we get sent home. But, you know, we did get off one Wind of Death, so not bad. That killed quite a lot of commanders, which is nice. We killed a Mound King, 2 Mukaribs, and a Wizard of High Magic, and 39 Shade Beasts. So that did actually strand a bunch of stuff here, which is pretty good. We also had a battle in the below. Cool. Hailmire is Nabar taking some of our edge stuff. It's not too interesting. And Lyratos. This is putting Man's Throne under siege. So this is the army that walked out of the water onto Man's Throne. And he's patrolling with a lot of mages. Not very powerful mages though. We're up against a lot of infantry. These guys will have rusted armor because they've just walked through the ocean, which is pretty funny, but it's not going to make much difference. So that's Lyratos. Killed 12 Daughters of Avalon. Some units. Didn't cost him much either. So that's here. So this throne is now under threat. We moved into Mudwood. Don't remember what this was. Probably just chasing that army. Oh yeah. No undead leadership here. So where was that? Yeah, here. Still just chasing these guys around. Battle in Fairy Forest, which is where he went next, so it's down to a Mother of Avalon and a Mound King, and then the Mother of Avalon gets killed by a Water Lily. So just a Mound King leading. How much leadership do these guys have again? Let's see. 100. Okay, he could be leading all of the undead still. But that's all that's left in Fairy Forest. What else we got? Our Water Lily's attacking people. Not much success, other than the Mother of Avalon. Worldwide events, we've got... Oh, well, regular events, we've got some Glamour Gems, and a Kraken attacked us. Worldwide event is horror stuff. Kraken bounced off. Fought a Scout. Lilidor's unharmed. Yeah, not really surprising. Caves of Mirror is severely damaged. Okay. I'm surprised that Agartha still has Dominion, but I guess he does probably have a bunch of H3s, right? 1 6 Dark Candles. Yep. Shaman died of disease. Okay. And that is it for messages. So here's the map now. We're now officially in Cataclysm, so we're pretty much doomed every time we cast something or forge something, but we can still try and take these thrones. And, you know, hopefully somebody else's throne gets eaten. I think we're, like, by far the throne leader, right? Yeah, we have 5. Closest are on 2, so we're still clear favourites to win. But let's keep bumping those odds up as much as possible. The main thing this turn was just setting up thrones to defend against whatever attacks us, which, in the case of Doom Horrors, we might be okay. In the case of Horror Armies, I don't know, probably less certain. So things are just sort of spaced around on attack large monsters. And mages will just do, you know, something that might be useful. Bethusma's been geared out like this. So she's going to have, what is it? Weight is 3 attacks per round, and then Crush is 1, and Gore is 1. That's 5 attacks per round, and then with Quickness that's 10 attacks per round, I think. Which is pretty brutal. And she has 90% underwater regen. So as long as she just doesn't get, like, insta-gibbed by something, she should be able to do quite a lot of damage. We'll see. Other than that, we've got a Wraith Lord who's got Quickness Boots, Anti-Magic, Moonblade. 2 of those, in fact. Water Mages are just spamming Living Water or Water Lilies. Death Mages are doing Disintegrate. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Same sort of thing in Lucky Lake. Lots more Water Mages. All these Wraith Lords are going to move over, and you've got quite a bit of gear ready to give to them. So yeah, similar sort of thing. Just have to hope we can fight off horrors. Thrones on land, this one's pretty well defended. Quite a lot of dudes here. I have put a bunch of lizards in a communion. So this type of lizard are all slaves. I think there's like 40 of them. I don't remember exactly, but there's a lot of slaves. And then this type of lizard is master, and they're spamming opposition. And then my god is also plugged into the communion, doing master and slave, which is kind of cool. So if Nabar moves on to us this month, maybe we'll get to see that there too, I don't know. I'm not sure how well we're set up to fight an actual player's army. I didn't really think of that. We just spread out so that some of the Doom Horrors do big AoE attacks that do tons of damage, so if they land somewhere and hit your mages, it's kind of, you know, not great. So I try to spread things out a bit. But yeah, this army's pretty good because it still has all of the big buffs, so there's still like big mages doing, you know, Frost Flesh, Darkness, whatever else there is. You know, the usual stuff. Foul Vapors, Army Regen, Relief, Howl, all that kind of stuff. Let's select you guys. Army Regen, Serpent's Blessing, yeah, 2 Army Regens, why not? But yeah, this army does all of the big stuff, and then all of the spare Death Mages are spamming Disintegrate, basically. So you can see tons of Disintegrates here. So that throne should be pretty safe. We'll see. And then these 2 I'm just trying to distribute things to. So we'll gradually move some of these Wraith Lords over. There is also Limni as well, who can guard one of the thrones. Same sort of thing though, just Disintegrate spam. Some Wraith Lords. Same sort of thing here. So we'll defend our thrones as best we can. Hopefully other players cannot defend their thrones as well as we can. We'll see what happens. In terms of more aggressive movements, big thing this month is moving the main stack onto Lilidor. So we'll try and take that. I mean, I'm assuming this pops open in 1 turn. It is 500 wall. We have 598 siege strength. Maybe. Unless there's like tons of defenders in here, which I guess there could be. We saw some stuff moving, right? But we're doing our best to get it open. And we'll just storm immediately because nothing left to lose at this point. And over here, we want to try and ruin Nabar's chances as much as possible. Or at least make it as hard as possible for him to actually defend this throne against being eaten. So we do have our Harvester of Sorrows sitting here, diseasing these guys, hopefully. And we're also going to hit it with Fines for Polluting. So he's going to do Soul Vortex on turn 1 instead, because there are a bunch of birds that attack immediately from the camels. So, I don't know. I mean, I assume the birds won't actually hit him because, I mean, he's ethereal and he has ore from the breastplate, or 4 in fact. So, it seems unlikely the birds will ever hit him, but Soul Vortex should just kill them all anyway. And then it's on to just spamming Wind of Death. Hopefully he can get here. He does have returning if a Doom Horror attacks him. It depends if it's an anchor one or not. But, you know, in theory, if he gets here, he should do quite a bit of damage. Oh yeah, one other thing that's cool is because this gives you Bless, he's got a Bless which, because of the throne, has 40 air shield, and then this gives you 80 air shield. Which puts him up to 90 air shield, which I guess is the cap. So he's pretty safe from arrows too. Let's see if he does any damage next month. I think those are the main things though, it's just defending thrones, trying to take this, and then trying to upset this. I don't think we're doing much else. Let's see. Still making a few items, but the mages will probably die doing it pretty soon. So Boots of the Spider plus this stuff. And yeah, that seems to be it. So turns will probably get shorter and shorter from this point, because there's less and less we can do. But we'll see what happens over here next turn. See how lucky we get here. See if this breaks open. And see if any thrones get eaten. As it is though, that's turn 78. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hello, welcome back. Lots of horror stuff this month. Let's see. Losing Shaman, Windmaster. What happened here? Nobody died, you just escaped. Which is the same as dying, unfortunately. Wait, you did die. What? Why doesn't it say... I don't know. Yeah, lots of random people getting killed by horrors. Looks like Nabar has claimed a throne. Didn't upset things too much, though. We did Cloud Trapeze and then got attacked by horrors. Which does returning us. I thought after this the ritual would still go through, but it's kind of weird. It's like this battle took place on our target. So we didn't actually get to, you know... We didn't actually Wind of Death the army here. Did it always work like that? I'm not sure. I thought we'd be able to... Well, you know what I thought we'd be able to do, but we weren't able to do it. So the only way we'll be able to Wind of Death this army is if we don't get attacked by a horror when we cast the spell, I guess. Which is a shame. As it is though, yeah. I'll try again, but looks like it might be kind of hard to do. Anyway, Giant Spine then got hit by a magic ritual which burned down a lab. But then a hostile spell was stopped by the Astral Dome. But then we still... I guess he cast this multiple times. It's basically the big fires from the Sky spell. I think this is the good one at level 9. It's a bit more damaging than the other one. So that actually does a ton of damage to us in Giant Spine. We lost 19 Lizard Shaman and 24 Marsh Masters, which is not great. But it could have been worse because the Astral Dome stopped something, so I assume that got cast on us twice. As it is though, not a great result. We lost a bunch of our casters that would have been doing the big spells, I guess. We then also got attacked in Giant Spine immediately afterwards, so we'll look at that in a second. First though, a bunch more people getting attacked by horrors. I think the early ones were people trying to forge stuff, and then these are just the actual horror attacks. Nothing too consequential here though. Oh, Small Print was attacked. This is our... Remember the Wraith Lord really early on that got muted? He has to carry gems around to do Soul Vortex. Gets attacked by a Gore-Tide Horror. He had a Kotobel Pass bodyguard, but it flees. And then he's just stuck hitting a Gore-Tide Horror for a while. And then he dies, so... He will eventually return from the dead, of course, but it's still a shame. Lucky Lake was attacked by the Maker of Ruins, so one of our underwater thrones. Scabiol is not too bad. He does clear out infantry pretty easily, though, with his giant AoE earthquake attack, so... Yeah. Kalulu's not going to last very long, but... We are building up lots of water rallies. I think the Wraith Lord here gets insta-gibbed as well by Scabiol, unfortunately. Let's see. Okay, Wraith Lord's in range now. Did you get an attack? Looked like he may have gotten an attack. Let's see. Hit Maker of Ruins in the leg with Moonblade for 0 points of damage. Well, that's a shame. And then, yeah, insta-gibbed. Oh well. Scabiol does take quite a bit of damage from all these sharks and water rallies and stuff, though. He's slowly dying. Let's see. Down to 76 hit points. Got a limp. And in the end, he gets popped by Frozen Heart, so... Well done to this dude here, I guess, who just did that. So, we managed to defend our throne from Scabiol, at least. It cost us not too much. We did lose that Wraith Lord. We also found Scabiol's Ring of Invisibility that he was... he was carrying. Which is, yeah, pretty amusing. So we have a Ring of Invis if we want that. Bit late to make use of it, really. I could stick it on the Harvester of Sorrows to make him even harder to find, but... after that, what have we got? Man attacking Kingdom of Dara. Not much to see there, really, though. I guess he's, you know... He's in the area. We have the Battling Giant Spine, then, so... When the bar attacks the throne that we're patrolling, he just fires from the sky. So we're missing some of our big buffs now, but we do get up Rigor Mortis and Relief, and he does Heat from Hell. Aha! We do, however, have our god still in a big communion scripted to do Master and Slave. So half his army now works for us. Pretty good. So we've taken control of a bunch of bins. We only have 12 magic res. His Sacreds only have 11 magic res. The infantry have 10 magic res. So, you know, pretty good. Oh, I think all of the Shade Beasts are, yeah, pretty low magic res too. Would be nice to enslave a bunch of mages, but we'd have to gift a reason them anyway, so not a huge deal, really. Although, I suppose things like this, even if they were units, they'd still be pretty sick units, to be honest. There's another Master and Slave. So, you know, successful defense. We did lose a ton of mages in this province this turn, unfortunately, but... there goes another 2 Shaman and another 2 Marsh Masters. But we gained 25 Elite Soldiers, 26 Bins, a Hermit Sahara, 5 Jan Guards, the Sacreds, a Mound King, it looks like, and 37 Shade Beasts. So, you know... That's something. We also, these are probably our items, to be honest. So we defended our throne at least. But, yeah, we did lose quite a lot of mages in the ritual part of the turn. What else we got? Battling Agartha. Agartha's god has been called back into the world. Yeah, no match for 11 points of PD though, or whatever it was. So there we go. Frieja. Nabar doing stuff. Konberg. Man moving around still. And Fairy Forest. Our Limni. Following this army. He's going to go defend a throne now though. And I think that's it for the important stuff. We've then got... These are all our Water Rally attacks. Lots of events. I assume this is not good stuff though. So Demon possessing a herd of swine. People refusing to pay tax. Demon. People are very displeased. Immigration. Banning free thought. Immigration. Extensive bureaucracy. Oh hey, a priest of lawfully acting on their behalf has been blessing the crops. Oh, there we go. That's pretty nice. And then we got 2 worldwide events. One is the horror thing, and then one is one is the most malicious stars are ascendant. That's never good. Misfortune +2 in the world. What does that put us on now, actually? Oh, misfortune 2. Okay. I thought we had misfortune skills to begin with. I don't know, maybe it just isn't allowed to go beyond 2 from that. What else? Lilidor's Breach, so that's good. We moved on to it, no problems. I don't think we even got any horror attacks over here, so all these mages are still in one piece, which is nice. Destroying Caves and Mirror still. Severely damaged. Patrolling. Died from disease. Shiniyama is permanently vanquished. Tax on badass skeletons has fully reformed. Welcome back. And that's it for messages. And yeah, not much to say now. New mages head over. Oh, you should be on move patrol. To keep defending thrones. New recruits have been given Moonblades and quickness boots and stuff. Some Wraith Lords over here too. Bethusma still patrolling this one. Giant Spine. Unfortunately, the fire attack burned down the lab. So I can't even give out new items and gems if I want to. Damn, everything in this province fits on one screen now. That's been a while since that was the case. Yeah, massive depletion of mages. But we do have some new units in the patrollers now, which is pretty funny. I'm going to try and build a lab this month, and then we'll give out some gems again next month at least. My god does still have tons of pearls for Master and Slave though. Over here, yep, still just patrolling, moving new patrollers over. We've got some Wraith Lords here. And we have some Wraith Lords here. Limni will also defend Salt Plains. The last of our recruits are still slowly heading over from Katiz too. They can defend somewhere. And since Man's little army is here, I assume he attacks by Cliff next. I'm gonna just, you're just moving somewhere. You do whatever. I'm gonna move Security Violation over to see if we can just clear up all those skeletons. He's not optimally geared for that, but he shouldn't take any damage, so he can just kill 100 skeletons, I think, very slowly. That'll hopefully be the end of that. We'll see. This is going to get stormed immediately, so fingers crossed we don't have any problems here. And then we do have 2 H3s, so hopefully they both survive, don't get eaten by horrors, and live long enough to claim the throne. That would be nice. And we'll try cloud trapezing onto this thing again. See how that goes. I wonder if it's worth putting the Ring of Invis on... Would that make arrows less likely to hit him? Is that better than having 90 air shield? What does Invis do again? Let's put it on you and see if it says. When a unit with invisibility is sneaking... Yeah, in combat, invisibility gives any melee attackers -9. Are arrows still just as likely to hit you? I don't... Is 40 air shield and invis better for... I mean, it might... I don't know. Let's go with 40 shield and invis. See what that's like. I don't think we're going to actually be able to get anything off anyway. I think we're still just going to get horrored over and over again, but, you know, we'll give it a shot anyway. And that's it for this turn, I think. And the bar might keep trying here, but... as long as my god and a communion survives, I think we're fine. Famous last words, I suppose. Oh, I am also trying to get a temple down in Vena, but it's a pretty minor thing. Anyway, let's hope we take the Lilidor next month, and it would be nice if we can harass Laratos too. This has been breached, so I guess he storms it this turn. Alright, ending turn. It's turn 79. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.